Welcome to episode 12 of Transition Takes, the show that hates Villa, Bank, and Cafe.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for tuning in. If you end up enjoying the show, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your grandma.
Especially your mom.
Yeah, especially your mom.
I'm talking to you, Brandon.
We want her in the comment section. We'd like to thank the sponsor of today's episode, DUBBY, your taste buds' favorite energy drink. You can get yours today at dubby.com. Use code XMASON for Use code XMASON for 10% off at checkout. Devin, how's your life treating you?
Life is treating me great. I sold the men's league game.
Yeah.
after doing two great shots. I
in all
shot
fairness,
a horrible shot.
You sold, but also we wouldn't have been in the game without your two Steph Curry-like shots. Yeah. I banged out, dude. So, looking back at it, I'll be completely honest. That shot was wet. Great shot. Hit it from very deep.
A little bit behind the three-point line.
Yeah, but I did not act as if I've been there before. I hit this shot, and I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I saw you say, yeah.
And then I went to dap up Adam over just a wide open made three. I did not act like I had been there before. Which, to be fair, I hadn't been.
I hadn't been there before, but I didn't do that.
I did.
Hey.
If I hit the second shot you hit, I would have taken my shirt off. I just wouldn't have cared at that point.
Fuck playing the game.
Yeah, do we know the schedule this week? Are we playing?
I haven't checked it, but if we're not playing again, I might want a refund.
Dude, just a bye week every other week. It's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, we're pushing through the downtime of sports season, but there's always a lot to talk about in the sports world, so let's get into it. We're going to start off with some NFL headlines. God, the NFL is so close to being back. I'm so excited.
Even preseason, I just want to watch some snaps.
I know, man. Especially with this many rookie quarterbacks in the league, which we'll get into later. We love a little tease. I'm so excited for football. I'm not excited for Dallas because they can suck me. Which we're actually going to start off talking about Dak Prescott. The offseason from hell continues for Dallas after seeing superstar quarterback walking around with, I see the quotes, he's a superstar, eat me up. Walking around with a boot on his right leg. Same leg he suffered the right ankle compound fracture dislocation. Wow, that was a lot of words. On in 2020. Dak Prescott was seen in a walking boot. Devin, is this something or nothing?
Nothing probably because I didn't even know about it. So I'm guessing it's nothing. Was it up to his knee-ish area? Was it one of those?
No, it was right up to
Oh, okay.
here.
Did he have the little cart on it as well, or was he kind of walking in it?
No, he was just walking in it.
So I think it's more maybe he just has a little soreness down there or something, and they're just taking precautions.
Yeah, I can tell you exactly what it is. Obviously, as the resident Cowboy fan, I'm more tuned into this sort of thing.
Yeah.
He went deep sea fishing, and whenever he does that, his ankle ends up swelling up. So it was a precaution to that.
Gotcha.
So it's absolutely nothing. Like I said, it's just a standard practice for when he goes fishing. But it just goes to show that when it rains, it pours, because Dallas cannot have a singular good headline for the entire offseason.
Yes, they can. They re-sign their long snapper.
All right. Between losing a bunch of free agents, not spending any money in free agency, not re-signing their guys, Jerry Jones being actually senile, thinking he drafted somebody that he didn't, the Dallas Cowboys are geared up for a pretty par for the course roller coaster of a season. So at least they stay true to their namesake, being an absolute fucking clown show. We're going to now move on, talking about a team that seems to have their lives together. We're going to talk about the Lions. Aidan Hutchinson was asked about the high expectations for the Lions going into 2024, and he said, and I quote, "It's unreal. There's a lot of hype coming into this year, but I think it's well-deserved hype. I think a lot more guys on our team understand what this year is, and we understand what we got, and we are all ready." Devin, are the Lions a top-tier contender, or are their fans set up for a letdown?
They're a top-tier. They should have been in the Super Bowl last year had they didn't melt down in the second half.
Well, to be fair, if the Packers or the Lions and defenders knew how to catch a ball, the Niners would have lost their first playoff game, which would have been good aim.
That's what I'm saying. They were honestly demolishing the Niners. They were manhandling them the first half, and then they just got too anxious, some fumbles, some silly.
Where did Chase Young end up going? Or did
I
he
thought
stay?
he re-signed.
Did he resign?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. He's kind of washed.
That play of him against the Lions, the effort on the Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown is one of the worst things I've ever seen.
I hope he does more of it. Please do, Chase Young.
Yeah, I hate the Niners
I think
so much.
I really wanted the Lions to trade for L'Jarius Sneed when he was there, because that would have just made them probably the team, just because how the Niners always suck in the playoffs. But I still have them as a second best NFC team.
Yeah, I don't love that they lost CJ.
Yeah,
and I
that's
especially
the
don't
thing.
love that he went to the freaking Eagles. I think they're a top tier contender unless one of their O linemen gets hurt or their O line play decreases at all. Goff needs all of that time that he gets, as he mightily struggles. Jeez,
Dude, you're having a
struggles.
stroke
Yeah, I'm having a
today.
stroke today. He mightily struggles anytime there's pressure. So he really needs that O-line to protect him, which luckily for him and Lions fans alike, they have the best offensive line in the league. And I would probably agree they're the second best NFC team. But there's not a lot of great NFC teams to be fair, because the Eagles, their defense is awful and their coach is useless.
And their quarterback is a glorified running back.
Right, and then Dallas, as aforementioned, clown show. I can't. And the Packers, man.
It's just if they can get the second half season, Jordan Love, their top 5 NFC
I
team.
have to see what happens. Was the second half of that year in the playoffs fluky, or was that real?
The talent was real. It's just, will he sustain that for a whole
Love,
season?
yes. I'm more worried about the players around him because they're all so young.
I can't believe they didn't go get a receiver though, dude.
Yeah. They're all so young. Was it because they're good, or is it because there's no tape on them, so nobody knew how to game plan?
When it's also
them?
it's a different number 1 target every week,
right?
Which could be good, but
and they got Josh Jacobs, which I don't think is gonna do much at all.
I can't believe I would have just kept Aaron Jones.
Yeah, I don't.
Because
I
of his
think
versatility.
I think they did him kind of dirty.
They did,
as far as taking care of someone who's been there for so long.
Well, especially because how good he played in that playoff run. He was their best player outside of Jordan Love.
Yeah, I know.
I can't believe it.
He loves playing. Why do people love playing against Dallas so much? Like Aaron Jones, Deshaun Jackson was always one. Like
Dude,
there was
funny.
Seriously a season in fantasy football, which in the upcoming weeks we'll start talking some actual fantasy football stuff.
Yeah.
But there was a year, and I don't remember what year it was. It was obviously a year he was on at the time, the Redskins.
Oh, it was that year? Okay.
Where I would pick him up when he played Dallas, drop him, and then weeks later pick him up again. I know
the exact year you're talking about because there was a game where the Redskins and Cowboys were playing prime time, and Deshaun Jackson just took over the game.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. And there was a different time. I want to say he was on the Ravens. Was one of his last stops where they were playing against the Cowboys, and he got some sort of 70-yard touchdown. He just always did it, and I don't understand. He did nothing against anybody else. And then Aaron Jones is always like a mid-tier running back unless he plays Dallas. Kyler Murray has never lost to Dallas. Aaron Rodgers loves playing them in the playoffs.
Packers just in general.
Oh, I know. Being a Cowboys fan makes you hate so many teams because so many teams fuck you up all the time.
Yeah, I love it though. I love seeing it. I love to see it, brother. The
good news for me is that my co-host is a Cardinals fan. Yeah. So he has no leg to stand on with anything.
Yeah, I do.
What's your leg?
I get to talk crap.
But you have no hope.
Exactly.
That's like you being on the Titanic and looking over at me while I'm on a boat and be like, haha, your boat's sinking. It's like, yeah, dude, so is yours. Have you looked up?
No, ours isn't sinking. Ours is being built.
Yeah, but once it gets built, it'll just burn itself down like it always does.
No, but that's because we had garbage in the GM room.
Well, we'll see what it turns into. There's certain teams that I feel like are just never going to be consistently good.
Yeah, but you probably thought that about the Lions a few years ago.
They haven't proved me wrong yet.
They're going to.
They probably will, but they haven't yet. But it also took them, 30 years?
Yeah.
How
long has it taken us? Even longer.
Yeah. Well, you guys have built in a couple of contenders. But to be fair, in the NFL, it's very rare that a contender stays a contender
it's a few years and then you're done.
Right. Which Dallas can go fuck themselves. But speaking of the woebegone Giants, we're going to now talk about the Giants, which they're on Hard Knocks, which is really bad, and their GM is acting like he's some sort of reality TV star. Giants general manager via Hard Knocks said, this is the year for Daniel. Plan all along was to give him a couple years. Is he our guy for the next 10 years? Or do we need to pivot and find somebody else? To say that on national television about your franchise quarterback is just such bad management. I can't even get into that because we'll spend the rest of the show on it. But I'll just ask Devin straight out. Any chance that Daniel Jones proves me wrong and becomes the Giants' quarterback of the future?
He won't prove you wrong, but there's a chance he's their quarterback of the future.
I hope so.
I mean, like, he's going to suck regardless. It's just their organization's stupid and might keep him.
Yeah, he's awful.
Like, I could see, no, because they're probably going to cut him after this year.
Right. They kind of were forced to keep him for one more year.
No, I don't think he's going to be on that team after this year.
I don't think he will be either. But that really makes me sad. The man's not a good quarterback. He never has been. He never will be.
It's because they knew what they were doing. They were signing him to that so they could cut him and sign Dak.
As long as they get Belichick and they figure it out. He's never been good. Even in his best year, quote unquote, that earned him that contract, he threw 15 touchdowns and 5 picks.
Saquon Barkley is the reason he got that contract.
Right. Like, I don't mean to make everything about Dak, but if Dak Prescott threw 15 touchdowns and 5 picks throughout an entire year where he didn't get hurt, our computers would melt from the amount of media coverage that would get.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, someone in New York does it and gets a 4-year, $160 million contract. It's unbelievable.
Everybody knew it was a horrible contract, but also I feel like everybody knew it was coming, so they just like...
Well, it was the perfect opportunity to use the franchise tag. Quarterback that hasn't been good, had a decent year, and I use decent very loosely. 15 to 5 touchdown interception is not decent. That's bad.
Yeah.
That's not even a touchdown a game. Like, in a pass-heavy league.
I feel like that's something Mahomes would put up in a playoff run.
Right. No, literally.
Yeah.
It's what the franchise tag was made for, but they didn't want to use it on him because they had to use it on Saquon. But then you made Saquon a ridiculous offer this year and lost him anyway. Yeah. So why not just say, hey, Daniel Jones sucks. We don't want to keep Saquon long term. We'll lose Saquon. Franchise tag Daniel Jones. Oh, you suck? Cool. Now we're off of both of your contracts and we're building. Said they're a year behind, which the Giants always are.
Or give Saquon like a little 2-3 year contract, trade him for anything at that point, and then franchise tag Daniel Jones.
Do anything other than what they did.
Yeah, they did the worst decision. But also
that's what bottom feeders do.
With the Hard Knocks, I don't understand why are they so bad at picking teams? The year they did the Cardinals was stupid because the half the season that they got, Kyler was hurt.
Yeah.
The year before with the Jets, they sucked. And then now they're picking another awful team.
The in-season Hard Knocks is even worse. Because they started doing an in-season one. Yeah, I think last year it was the Colts.
I didn't even pay attention to it.
Or it might have been... They might have done the in-season one on the Colts when they did Jeff Saturday, which is crazy.
I think that's what it was. Yeah, dude, they suck at picking teams. Like, can I get an in-season on, like...
The thing is, good teams don't want to do it. Which Dallas did it, I think, last year, so...
Not even awkward. Good teams. Just give me a team that doesn't have a hurt quarterback.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure when they sign it, they obviously don't know this.
Yeah, but a quarterback that has the opportunity of it.
There should be, hey, you're our first choice, but if this happens, they're our second choice. They have, options. So when Kyler got hurt, they can... pivot to something else.
But I think he got hurt the second week of Hard Knocks.
Oh.
So, but yeah, they need to have options.
Yeah. Moral of this story is Daniel Jones sucks and the Giants are a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
We're moving on, and somehow we found ourselves talking about Lamar Jackson once again. On a recent podcast, former NFL MVP and fashion icon Cam Newton said, Lamar Jackson is the greatest dual threat in NFL history. He's got speed that I never had. Is Lamar Jackson the greatest dual threat quarterback of all time?
Is he even the best in the league?
Well, it depends on...
It depends what you value more with the dual threat. I don't think he is. I think Michael Vick is.
Well, like you said, I think Lamar's the greatest running quarterback of all time. If we're talking dual threat, I think Patrick Mahomes is a dual threat quarterback.
Yeah, but that's
because Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, they're not running. Mahomes will run.
Yeah,
and he has some of the most heartbreaking running plays ever. In the playoffs.
Yeah.
So if we're saying dual threat, Patrick Mahomes is a dual threat quarterback. Most quarterbacks in the league today are dual threat quarterbacks.
I think more with dual threat they mean run first, pass second.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, I still take Vic because Vic was a far better thrower of the football than Lamar, and his running wasn't that much worse.
I would
borderline
take Cam. I mean,
I wouldn't take Cam.
I think that's close.
It's close, but I think Lamar has better longevity than Cam because he doesn't take hits as much.
So far, I mean that's to be seen. Lamar did prior to this past season and 2 years in a row injured.
Yeah, but I just think the way he plays is more but it's hard. I still take Lamar over Cam just because Cam is not a good thrower of the football either.
No.
And Lamar is, like he said, the better runner.
You would think based off their frame that Cam would have better longevity. Cam is 6'5".
Well, because he didn't slide.
Nah, because he was running through people. Cam was badass.
And now, the reason I asked in the league, Josh Allen is a dual threat quarterback. It's just he's not a run first. So if you're going based off the run first, Lamar, Michael Vick, but if you're going just straight dual threat, Mahomes and Allen are better than him.
Right. Funny enough, I watched that First Things First show, and Chris Broussard is always beating the drum of Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, and Nick Wright is just a Mahomes dick rider, which, to be fair, if you're going to choose a dick to ride on, that's a good one to do it. You'll notice that when it comes to Mahomes, it's like passing touchdowns, he has 90, right?
Yeah.
44, 42, 43, whatever. But when it comes to Lamar or Josh Allen, they never put up passing touchdowns. They put up total touchdowns. Because even Josh Allen, who actually I think broke the touchdown record, like rushing touchdown record for quarterbacks last year. Or no, that was Jalen Hurts. No, but all of those were, I think so. But all of those were 1-yard runs.
Yeah. Because
the best thing he has going for him is he can squat a lot. Yeah. Jalen Hurts is so mid. Anyway, I don't think Josh Allen is... He can make throws that only one other man alive can make, which is Patrick Mahomes. But I don't think Josh Allen is a overly great thrower of the football.
I think he's a lot better than Lamar.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
But there's 3 people that can make those throws. Justin Herbert can make those throws.
Justin Herbert can make those throws. He's made that one of those throws he made.
Actually, there might be 4. Stafford can make some goddamn throws.
Yeah, he has the best no look of all time. Yeah. Considering this time and situation of the one in the Super Bowl.
Like Stafford will have Vita Vea running down. He'll throw a 50-yard dime.
Yeah, Stafford can make some pretty crazy throws. I think the thing that Stafford, like his don't look as good because his are from the pocket crazy throws, where these other guys are running around.
That's where it doesn't come from. Yeah.
So, I guess to answer the question, no. Lamar Jackson's not the greatest dual-threat quarterback of all time. Regardless of your definition, running quarterback, I would say yes.
Really?
Or no. I would say no, he's not. Okay. Vic is. But he's closer to the best running quarterback of all time than dual-threat.
If we're talking strictly running, I think Lamar is the best. But you have to... It's dual. It's not just running. Yeah. I think Vic was a far better thrower than Lamar was a better runner.
And I think if you say dual threat, like you take passing and running equally, then Lamar's not even
Is he even top 3 in the league?
Probably not, because Mahomes is better.
Josh Allen's
better. Burrow moves a little bit, but I wouldn't put Burrow that high. CJ Stroud.
He doesn't move as much. I'm thinking like the guys that have the running. Like CJ Stroud, that's his last-ditch effort, though.
As much as I don't like Jalen Hurts, I think Jalen and Lamar are right next to each other as far as how good they are. Like, I would have them both. Next week, stay tuned. I'm going to redo my top 10 list, and I'm going to paint it on my forehead. I'm going to set my top 10 going into this next year. I think Lamar and Hurts probably both come in at like 8, 9, or 9, 10, or 10, 11 in my rankings.
Well, if you want to get into an argument and have Jalen Hurts over Kyler Murray, we'll get into an argument.
Yeah, I'd have to look. Stay tuned for next week. I'm just dropping seeds, man. I'm planting. You have to tune in. You have to stay up with us. All right, moving on. We're going to do some quick NFL reports, stuff that's going on. We're going to run through this. Starting off, God, his last name is brutal. Tua Tagovailoa's new Dolphin contract will come well before the start of Week 1, per the NFL insiders via NFL Network. Devin, you have anything to add to that?
We'll talk about this later.
Later? All right. I'm not going to say anything then. Safety, Tashawn Gibson, suspended for the first 6 games of 2024 season for violating performance-enhancing drug policy, once again via the insiders via NFL Network. I tried to Google what team he's on, and everything said that he signed a 1-year contract last year. So he was on the Niners.
Yeah, I know that.
I don't know if he's still on the Niners. If he is on the Niners, then I'm glad he got suspended.
Part of me wants to think he went to the Texans for some reason.
Well, the Texans seem to have gotten everyone this offseason. Hopefully he's on the Niners, and the suspension is good aim, because the Niners don't deserve to have this much talent. It's ridiculous. God, I can't wait for him to pay Purdy. That's going to be such a good day.
It still says he's on the Niners.
Yeah, so I guess he's on the Niners. I'm glad he's suspended. You shouldn't break the drug policy, you stupid California drug head. All right, moving on. Steelers cornerback Cameron Sutton suspended first 8 games of the 2024 season for violating NFL's personal conduct policy, once again via the insiders via NFL Network.
Was he the one with that? Was he the one with the hit last year on Michael Pittman? Is that the
No, that was one of their safeties. Okay. And that was also on the Broncos.
No, it was on Michael Pittman. Unless I'm thinking of a completely different...
No, the Broncos player Kareem Jackson hit Pittman. Okay. That's who got suspended.
Okay.
That sucks for the Steelers. They need all the talent they can get. So
what did he
that's
do?
Unfortunate. Personal conduct policy. I didn't really find anything on what he did. Yeah. Hopefully nothing like too heinous or anything. But 8 games seems like a lot.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, considering, like, not to bring up really dark stuff, like Ezekiel Elliott was suspended for I think it was St. Patrick's Day. He pulled a girl's shirt down, and he got accused of sexual assault, and he was suspended for only 6 games. So whatever Cameron Sutton did,
I kind of know what he did. He was the guy that went like missing for like a month.
He went missing and got suspended?
He was, no, it wasn't like that. He was on the run, I think. It was,
oh my God.
He had like a warrant out or something. Because he was on Detroit, but I think Detroit released him.
May I just say and state how ridiculous it is that these players get 4-game, 6-game suspensions for domestic violence, sexual assault, etc., and then Calvin Ridley and other players get suspended for an entire season for gambling.
Right after leaving the NFL due to, like, mental health issues. Like, he's clearly going through something, bro.
Right.
It's the same with the NFL. Like, these people just came back to leave Miles Bridges, but one guy bets his life was kind of in danger. He helps a guy win, like, $1 million, and he's suspended for life.
Right. That's Michael Porter's brother?
Yeah.
Yeah. That whole thing is crazy, and that just goes to show you how much they focus on the business side of the NBA and the NFL. You're not allowed to gamble on this, but if you beat up your girlfriend, slap on the wrist. Not to get too deep, I just always thought that was ridiculous.
I do think, though, if it was a different player, like not a bad player, he wouldn't be suspended for life. Probably like a season.
Yeah, that's definitely possible. There is obviously some star treatment there.
Yes.
Moving on, Jaguars standout pass rusher Josh Allen, not the quarterback, the pass rusher.
The better Josh Allen.
The better Josh Allen changed his name to Joshua Hines-Allen. To honor his family, Hines-Allen said, "Legacy is forever, and I'm proud to carry that tradition on the back of my jersey, following in the footsteps of my family who have donned the Hines-Allen last name with so much pride and joy." This is a non-story. Yeah. Who cares? But good for him. Another, ironically enough, Jaguars story. Jaguars owner Shahid Khan wants to build through the draft, stating, "We cannot have the addiction to free agents." Funny coming from the guy who always buys, who always gets free agents because he's in Jacksonville. I mean, that's just lunacy on its face, because it's just so not how he's operated the team unless he turns over a new leaf, which in all fairness, Jerry Jones used to be the biggest spender in free agency all the time, and now he never does it. So it's certainly possible. I highly doubt it. I don't think the Jaguars really know what they're doing.
I mean, teams don't ever really build through free agency. They'll get like a couple guys to fill out depth maybe a big name.
But you build the castle through the draft. You plant different flags with free agency.
You get your quarterback, and then you get some skill position players, get a line, and then maybe get a couple It's usually defenders in the free agency that make a big difference. I feel,
and that's because they're not as expensive too. And you're just getting a rotational linebacker who makes that one play, or a corner who can step in, just the added touches. Even people will point to the Rams or the Bucks who got their quarterbacks in free agency. But the entire team, other than that, mostly was built through the draft. Initially, obviously, the Rams eventually just went and traded all of their picks. and excuse me, but like players like Aaron Donald were through the draft, Cooper Kupp was through the draft, and so on. And the Bucs were entirely set up through the draft outside of Brady.
Yeah.
Moving on, we're going to play a fan favorite deal or no deal, hosted by Devin Mandel. Devin, what deals do we have this week?
All right, we got some mainly football. So we're going to start off with the Trevor Lawrence deal. 5 years, $275 million, $200 guaranteed, $55 annually.
As the Jags, you got to give it to him. Your team has been in purgatory its entire existence. You can't have another number one overall pick, a la Blake Bortles, who I don't think he was number one, but he was definitely a high pick.
He was high.
That just crashes and burns. Lawrence has shown flashes. He hasn't had consistency. He hasn't had a singular great season, but he has shown flashes. He won a playoff game.
Yeah.
Probably not a game he should have won. He was down 24-0 and he threw 4 picks in it, but Brandon Staley likes to suck, so they ended up winning that game. They played the Chiefs pretty well in that playoff game against them. You got to give him the money. If I was a different team, I would not give him that money. I would continue to try through the draft, but as the Jags, you got to give him that contract.
All right, this one's more of a projection. The projecting contract. Tua, 4 years.
No.
218, 170 guaranteed, 54 annually.
No.
I think they will just because they have the roster to go and be contenders.
But they won't have the roster once he's signed.
Yeah, I know. But they the roster they have now, they won't ever win because of him. They have the roster to contend, and he's a quarterback that's better than anybody that's out there currently.
No.
So they're just gonna pay him, but I don't think
they're
they
in
should.
purgatory. They're never gonna win big, but they're never gonna lose big. So they're just gonna be stuck in the NFL middle ground.
Yeah.
Tua is a middle tier quarterback, same as Purdy. Now the Niners roster, 1 through 53, is the best in the league by far. So they're able to get away with middle tier quarterbacking. The Dolphins do not have that. The Dolphins have talent, but they are not the overwhelming juggernaut that the Niners are. There's no reason to shell out that kind of money when it's not going to lead to anything.
Yeah,
and you know it will not lead to anything. I don't care if you led the league in all quarterback statistics. It's called watching the game is what it's called. And he's clearly their weak link, and he's clearly carried by the weapons he has on offense and the genius that is Mike McDaniel.
I think you give Mike McDaniel Brock Purdy. They're a Super Bowl contender because he can make better throws than Tua.
I don't. I think they're in the same spot.
They're in the same spot, but the difference in quarterbackness is like Brock Purdy's better under pressure than Tua. Brock Purdy doesn't have much of an arm, but he has a better arm than Tua.
Yeah.
It's just Tua does.
Well, the biggest issue with the Dolphins is they can't win in cold games, and I don't think Purdy would do any better with that.
True. But it's like you have Mahomes in your conference. You can't pay a middle tier quarterback Mahomes money and try to beat Mahomes.
Right. And that's one of the things that a bunch of NFL teams are running up against. The difference between the superheroes at quarterback and the next best guy is so vast that unless your team, a la the Niners, is just completely stacked, your quarterback just can't keep up with these guys.
Yeah.
And that's what the AFC's been running into. I think the Dolphins have just as much talent as the Chiefs. They just don't have the right guy quarterback.
Yeah.
Shoot, I think the Browns have as much talent as the Chiefs.
If not more. They probably have more.
The Bills don't have more talent, but they have a superhero, so that's always an interesting one.
The Chargers.
Yeah, the Chargers. The Chargers have the talent. They just have the wrong coach.
The Texans have maybe both now.
Yeah. We have to see what Stroud does.
Yeah. But another thing with the quarterback contracts now is, dude, the Chiefs are actually geniuses. Like, I've never really seen a 10-year, but, like, a 10-year contract, and they could, like...
Well, it minimizes the cap hit.
They could restructure whenever, and he's not even close to the highest paid quarterback at this point annually. So they just got out in front of
He chose
market.
long-term
stability
over immediate wealth.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, even $40 million a year, he's doing fine. Yeah.
It's just not 55 like these other guys, these other mid-tier
and
quarterbacks.
And the reason they were able to do that is by the time he got his deal, they'd been to, 2 Super Bowls and won one of them. So it's
3,
like, you
2,
most certainly can take this money, buddy. Like, Here's a blank check.
Like, yeah.
Let us know what you
put a
come
number
up
down
with.
on
Right.
it. You'll get it.
Right. Put the years and the number that you want, and I'll be back to sign in an hour.
Yeah.
Let me know.
All right. We're gonna do one more football and then a few basketball, then go back to football.
Good aim.
So Kyler Murray's contract, 5 years, $230, $160 guaranteed, and $46 annually.
This is a contract that he may be getting, or are we looking
No, this
back
is his.
in
Yeah,
time?
we're looking back in time.
Looking back in time, I probably, knowing everything that happened, if I could see the future, I probably wouldn't have given it to him because the team fell off anyway.
Yeah.
So as the owner, you're just burning
Yeah.
$50 million a year or $44 million, whatever it was.
44, 46,
You're just
yeah.
burning money.
Now,
Now, I think he's talented enough to get that. If there was a different team out there,
Now, if this is an extension talk, instead of the looking back into the future, knowing that the team is building now.
I would have to see what they do this year and see how close we are to taking that next step. So at this immediate moment, I would say no. But if they come out and are one of the surprise teams of the
Like
league,
a Texans team?
yeah,
Okay.
then I would have no problem paying him. I think Kyler's a good quarterback. I don't like his build type, which we'll get into more later when we talk rookie quarterbacks. But I think he's, out of the running quarterbacks, I think he's the best thrower of the football.
I don't even think it's close,
Which
honestly.
I consider the running quarterbacks to be like Anthony Richardson, Jalen Hurts, Lamar, and Kyler.
Yeah, I think he's by far the best thrower.
If you throw Josh Allen in there, I think Josh
Allen's the
better,
best thrower. And Anthony Richardson's still to be determined because he
Right.
made some throws last year.
Yeah. I'm excited to watch him play. I can't wait for the
I can't
NFL
wait
season,
either.
man.
Little spoiler, I really want him in fantasy.
Anthony Richardson?
Yes, like because I had him last year and he was putting up 20 to 30 every week just because he could also run.
Yeah,
He's
running
just also
quarterbacks
getting
in
injuries
fantasy are
every
really
other
good.
week.
Yeah. I wonder if Josh Allen... We'll talk more fantasy
Yeah.
later. What's the next deal?
All right, we're gonna move over to the NFL and we're gonna do some Lowry Markkinen.
You mean the NBA?
I said NFL. Yep, NBA. So first team, Dallas Mavericks, just getting better. I did this before the Clay deal, so I don't know if this is something that can go through right now, but I'm pretty sure it is. It's PJ Washington, Maxi Kleba, Jaden Hardy, and 2 firsts for Larry Markkinen. Either you can look at it from both sides. You're only getting a young player in Jaden Hardy.
PJ Kleba's the I don't care
He's
about.
just the salary.
Right. Yeah, I'd do that.
For both sides?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, next.
Wait, what years are the 2 firsts?
25 and 26. So the next 2
So
years.
those aren't going to be worth a lot. Those are worth almost nothing because the Mavericks have such a good team.
Yes.
So really, you're just no. I probably wouldn't do that. If I depending on what the offers are out there, outside of that, would determine if I would do that if I'm the Jazz. If that's the best offer I got, then yeah. I'd do
Okay,
it.
well, this is another Lowry deal. So
Okay.
there's this. This is the last one. We got the Warriors getting Larry Markkinen. I know the producer loves that one. For Andrew Wiggins, Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, a 2025 first, and a 2026 top 8 protected first.
Now their first round picks are worth a lot because Steph is so old.
But this is next year and the year after. It's the same years as the Mavericks picks. It's not so super far in the future.
So the Warriors, yes, they owe it to Steph to go all in
Yes.
at all times.
So as
The Jazz?
as the Jazz GM, these two are your only 2 options. Which one are you going with?
The Warriors,
Because you're getting Kuminga.
because of Kuminga.
That's a fan account. I could see the fan at the end.
What? No.
I can see the fan at the end.
Kuminga, out of all the players you just listed as the most upside, and I think
Yeah.
is the best player right now today as well.
Yeah.
I think the Warriors picks have a better chance of being worth something. I don't think the Mavs picks are going to be worth anything.
It's hard because of this Wiggins contract.
Right, the Wiggins contract, but eventually, like, give it 2 years, and that's a tradable contract because the 1 year,
Yeah.
1 year high salary thing.
Well, that
which
might
rebuilding
that
team
3
loves.
years might be 2 years
Yeah.
because I think Fanspo isn't updated.
Which rebuilding teams love to have those kind of movable deals, movable contracts like that.
Yeah.
So I would pick the Warriors contract
All right.
or deal.
Back to the NFL. We're gonna talk Brandon Ayuk. We have 2 Commanders trades for him because
All
we
right.
know that's probably that's the team he wants to go to.
Yeah, why?
Because he's
Their
him and
ownership.
him
They
and
have new
Jaden
ownership.
Daniels. Him
Their
and
s-
Jaden
Their
Daniels.
stadium's the worst in the. They played college together. That's insane to me.
Yeah, I know that.
Ayuk's been around forever, and
It's because he was Jaden
Quarterback's
Daniels was a
rookie.
freshman But
That's so insane.
Brandon Ayuk to the Commanders for a 2025 first-round pick, or Brandon Ayuk for De'Ami Brown, a 2025 second and a 2025 fourth.
Who's De'Ami Brown?
Don't worry, he's really just a depth receiver.
Repeat that.
So it's either a first next year for Brandon Ayuk, or a second, a fourth, and a depth player. Those
the
picks
Niners
are
are so
too.
good at hitting on picks throughout the draft.
Yeah.
I would take more draft capital.
Second and fourth.
Yeah. Because knowing them, they'll turn that fourth into a third somehow.
Or they'll just turn it into Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
And that's all for Deal or No Deal today.
And the whole fan favorite thing, I actually had someone say is their favorite segment on the show.
Really?
They love Deal or No Deal.
Who was it?
His name's Adam.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to move on. Jason Tatum was named cover athlete of NBA 2K25, which guarantees 2K25 to be the corniest 2K of all time.
We did it! That's gotta be
the loading screen?
Yeah.
We did it. We did it. And then you press A.
The feeling's so surreal. It's the little loading thing is definitely going to have his cornball activities.
I hate him so much. All right, does Tatum deserve to be the cover athlete? No, he doesn't.
Nope.
When we asked the few shows ago, we did cover athlete question.
We said Shea and Ant.
Yeah, neither of us thought about it. How is Jokic not getting the cover?
Because he's boring.
I guess, man.
Actually, no, we already decided the cover. Why aren't they doing the Anthony Edwards, Kevin Garnett, and Naz Reid thing?
Yeah, that would be sick.
Why aren't they doing that?
3 generations.
But Naz Reid's the GOAT version.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Because it's not a one moment. The precedent has never been set that the best player on the championship team becomes cover athlete. That's never been a thing.
Player.
Yeah. So I don't understand how Tatum ended up with the cover athlete. I don't get it at all. Luka already had one, so I get why he didn't. I guess Shea and Ant are both in bad markets.
No, not at this point in time. Everybody, but screw the market. Those players are beloved by the fans in the league.
That's very true. I think Steph should have gotten it. He should have gotten one.
I don't care who got it. I really could care less. Just why Tate? Like that's. Yeah. I saw that and I'm like, this is 2 years in a row now that I'm like, bro, I don't even like the cover.
Yeah. If I'm gonna be honest, what would have been really cool, as LeBron, KD, and Steph move out of their primes, as like a thank you to them for 20 years of great basketball, those 3 are on the cover together. That would be such a cool cover.
I knew it wouldn't happen, but the Team USA this season, dude. Like, just a group photo of them. That would go so hard. Team
USA is crazy. We had a question in the crowd. What's up, Alex?
Have you guys seen the Hall of Fame edition?
What is it?
What is it?
I'll pull it up right now.
Wait, is there... have they showed all 3 yet?
Yeah, they showed every one of them.
Tatum's, I'm guessing, the lowest one, right?
Usually they are.
Okay, so I don't have to worry about him on my screen. I'll pay $20 extra just so he's not on my screen.
Is it the one with the woman?
No.
Oh. We know Alex doesn't like that.
Okay, then. I'm sure you could pull it up on...
That's going to be really loud. Oh, no, never mind. It's not going to be too bad. When I was typing earlier and it was over there.
Oh, my... Dude. Oh, that's Vince!
Oh, that's sick.
I thought that was Kobe again. I was like, dude, like, R.I.P., bro, but we don't need another Kobe thing.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty sick. What's the middle one?
The woman.
Who is that? Kelsey Plum?
That's not real.
That's
real.
That's real.
Yeah. Is that Kelsey Plum?
That's crazy.
No, that is not Kelsey.
I can't tell.
Wilson.
Oh, it's Asia. Oh, Asia Wilson.
Asia Wilson.
I'm pretty sure Bam's dating her.
Yeah, Jason Tatum, Asia Wilson, and Vince Carter are the cover stars.
Well, looks like I'm buying you, Vince Carter. Whoa. Whoa. Looks like I'm buying the 2K with Vince Carter on it.
I'm sure that's what you meant.
Okay.
No, he should most certainly not be the cover athlete. Absolutely not. Yeah. He's corny. He's boring. He's the worst
superstar.
He's the worst superstar in the league, and I don't even think he's a superstar. He was awful in the finals. He should not be finals. Well, yeah, he wasn't finals MVP. He should not be the cover athlete.
Yeah.
We're going to move on to my favorite part of the show where I get to shit on Sean's hopes and dreams. The 2024 NFL Draft saw 6 quarterbacks go in the top 12, which was an NFL record. Surely not all of them can turn into stars. Devin ranked the quarterbacks 6-1 on likelihood. likeliness, my apologies, that they become stars. So
Bo,
this is a long look,
Yeah.
not first year long
Yeah.
look.
Bo Nix 6 just because he's so old. I think he's in his prime now. J.J. McCarthy 5th. He is young, but like you said, he didn't throw the football much in college. He wasn't, but he's young, so he can develop into it.
Doubt it.
Probably not. That's why I have him at 5. Penix at 4 because he is very accurate, but he's older, so he's probably about where his prime is. It's just he's so accurate with the football. Drake May 3. He's young, big body. He has an arm. He has a talent. It's just, is he going to be Zach Wilson or is he going to be Josh Allen?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty much his. Yeah.
And then Jaden Daniels at 2, and obvious Caleb Williams at 1. He has all the talent in the world. It's just some people question his character.
I have Penix at 6. A lot of his character questioning is because he paints his nails. Who gives a shit?
No, I think it's also he's very arrogant.
Yeah,
And
he should be.
He has a big ego. I don't care.
As long as his teammates like him, that's all that really
Yeah.
matters. 6, I have Penix. He's not going to play until he's 28. The poor kid has no chance. I say kid, he's older than me, but still,
Yeah.
the Falcons are a joke. 5, McCarthy. Again, your college team's number one game plan was to not let you throw. He's not going to be good. He's the third string quarterback for some reason. 4, I have Daniels. He's too small, man. He's simply too small. And not height-wise, because I think he's like 6'4", 6'5". Like, he's tall, but he weighs 120 pounds. He's going to get absolutely thrown around, and he's on the Commanders, who are a joke. Daniels has close to no chance. Now, the top 3 are quarterbacks that I think could actually become stars. The bottom 3, I think, have close to no chance. I have Bo Nix, number 3. I've watched a lot of him at Oregon, and I really liked him. He has a lot of experience.
He'll get better.
I think Sean Payton is the only reason that he has a chance. And his team in college actually wanted him to throw the ball. Because I know for a fact that Sean's going to say, what, and you don't think our coach can help JJ? JJ's team didn't want him to throw the ball, and there's a reason. There has to be a reason. Otherwise, they would have went out and just aired it out, especially with Harbaugh, who's the quarterback whisperer. Anyway, 2, I have Drake May, because his upside is so high. Like you said, I think he's either Zach Wilson or he's Josh Allen. And 1, Caleb Williams, of course. He's in the best position. He has the most talent. Caleb Williams with a bullet. That's my 6 through 1. I feel really bad for Penix because if he was on a team that was actually going to play him, he'd probably be at 3 instead of Bo Nix, or he'd be at 4. But he's never going to play, so...
Dude, the Jaden Daniels one threw me off.
Me having him at 4?
Yeah.
He's too small, man.
Yeah, but like he was playing for college. They don't care about his build. They care about how good he throws the football and wins.
The
like,
build
games.
matters.
No,
If he
it
gets
does. But I'm
broken
saying
in half.
they don't have as much of an emphasis on it as NFL teams. He's gonna get muscle mass and he's gonna get bigger in the NFL.
I don't know, dude. It's because especially since he's an older quarterback, like his body might just be his body.
Maybe.
Like everyone thought Chet was gonna put on weight. At some point, your body's just your body.
Well, Chet's also 7'1".
Yeah, but Wemby put on weight, and Wemby's taller.
Maybe put on some weight, not a lot.
Wemby has GOAT potential.
Of course he does.
So I don't know how many times I'm gonna just sneak in JJ McCarthy like slander into the show, because that was the only reason I chose this as a segment. Honestly, at this
So
point,
you could
it's
put
funny.
him at the bottom?
He's not at the bottom, but yeah.
I can't believe it. You have Penix below him. I understand the situation, but you're talking long run. Like, by the time Penix gets to play, that's his prime.
Yeah, but I think at that point it won't matter. He'll.
It's like the Jordan Love thing.
It could be, but I don't think Penix has as much natural talent as Love.
Yeah, but he's a very good thrower. Like, he can put the football in places.
The last time I watched him play was in the Natty, and that was
Ooh.
not great.
Yeah,
so
that's not great.
That's a bad taste in your mouth, and I just hate the Falcons. So
Okay.
what they
I mean,
did was
fair.
just ridiculous. Now, to show Sean some love, we have a little bit of a joke to throw into the show. I went on Wikipedia. Apparently, the Los Angeles Dodgers are under new ownership, and when you look up Wikipedia, their owner is Christian Walker.
Yeah. How does that feel, Alex?
Christian Walker is.
Did he get another? Or is that series over?
That series is
Okay.
over, but they beat him 9-3 in LA. Christian Walker, official owner of Dodgers, as well as the father of Shohei Ohtani. Congratulations to Christian Walker.
And Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah. Congratulations on the new dad. That's so bad.
How many games in a row is that?
What does this show become?
What is it, like 9 or something, Alex?
What's that?
Christian Walker's streak in hitting home runs at the stadium.
I think so.
It's like 9. Yeah, that's sick.
Sean called me before the show, dude, you have to put this in. I was like, man, I'll think about it. So now I know he has to wait until the very end of the show to see it. And that's why I set it up that way. Whenever it happens, Connor's going to beat Chandler. That'll be good aim. The Cowboys will have a better record than the Cardinals. I'm trying to think of different shit.
So hard.
Yeah.
The Cowboys also have the Giants and the Commanders in their division.
You have the Seahawks. The Seahawks are bad now.
The Seahawks are still better than both those teams probably
that's
put
fair.
together on a roster.
That might be true. The Commanders have talent. Be fair. They just don't have a quarterback, which they haven't had in I don't even know how long.
Since
the Giants are a joke.
They haven't had one since RG3 probably, right?
Yeah, but even RG3 was
Kirk. They had Kirk.
Look up the Cardinals schedule. We're going impromptu.
I already gave you my win.
I need it again.
Wins.
That was
Dacus. What did you just search up?
No Dallas Cowboys schedule.
It was like Dacus catches.
All right, Browns tough, right?
L.
Yeah, for sure.
Saints.
I'm just looking at because you said that we have a weak division, which is true. But who you play outside of the division matters. So let's see. The Browns are a tough game. The Saints are not. The Ravens are a tough game. The Steelers are tough in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Lions are tough.
The Lions are tough. The Niners, the Falcons.
Address them by their goddamn name.
Who?
The Avengers.
Oh yeah, my bad. The Avengers, obviously tough. The Falcons are not tough. They're a joke. The Eagles are tough. The Texans are tough.
No, but that's in your division. You can't count the Eagles.
Okay. The Texans are tough.
Bengals are tough.
The Bengals are tough. No, the Panthers are a joke.
The Buccaneers have played you guys well.
Yeah, the Bucks are tough. Look at that, dude. That's 8 tough out of division games. You add the Eagles, that's 10 tough games.
You can't just add a division team.
Why not?
All right, then I have six games right away that are tough. 6.
The Seahawks do not count.
Okay, 5. I have 5 tough games.
How?
Going into Seattle is not easy.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll give you that. Okay, that's 5.
Go back to the schedule.
Does your computer not work?
Oh, I thought you had it pulled up already on the other tab.
Cardinals schedule. All right. Get right into the news. Okay. The Bills are tough.
No, and we're counting this as compared to the Cardinals roster, right? Or just tough teams in general?
Compared to your roster,
Okay, so Colts are tough. Or no, Colts are preseason.
Yeah.
So Bills are tough.
Rams the Rams are...
We don't
already
count the Rams.
that. So we're at 6 now. The Lions are
7.
tough. The Commanders, you don't get that.
Packers are tough. Maybe. I don't know if we count
the Chargers. We're not going to count yet.
Okay.
But Dolphins, they might end up being tough. The Dolphins are tough. The Bears are tough.
No, you count the goddamn Jets.
Right,
we're assuming Rodgers is healthy.
11. The Vikings are not tough. We already
Panthers aren't tough.
The Patriots aren't tough. Panthers, no. Rams, we counted 9. So it's 1 extra game.
I don't care.
So
it's 1 extra game.
But your argument was, in that
roster.
Division, blah blah blah. So I just
one more game, but look at the rosters too.
Well, it's not my fault you don't know how to build a team, dude. I'm ending all of these shows with just slamming them.
I don't know how to build a team. I'm the GM, I guess, guys.
You should be.
I should be. We'd have like 7 Super Bowls right now. I would have traded the whole roster for Patrick Mahomes.
I don't think they would have done that.
I don't care. I'm making them.
You're all right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you guys for tuning in. It was a blast as always. Shout out the Diamondbacks, Dodgers' new ownership. That's awesome. We'll see you next week. Remember, I planted seeds throughout this episode, so be excited. Thank you guys for tuning in to Transition Takes. We'll see you later.
Peace.
Bye.